Tabletop Spotlight, brought to you by Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy. Hey everyone, I'm Adam Harry from BoLS Tabletop News with
Chris from Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy.
And we're back with another Tabletop Spotlight. And Chris, you brought a lot of stuff.
Yes, this week is going to be a fun week, I think, for everyone. Really.
Yeah, we're crossing the streams.
Yeah.
We got some 40K and some Age of Sigmar today.
Yep, we finally did it, and it's 2 for 2 now.
2 for 2.
Yeah.
World's fine, world's saved. So, but yeah, we've got the new Canis Rex kit.
Yep. We've
got the Beastman releases. It's a pretty good week.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. I know these people, the Beastman players, have been pretty much under the assumption that nothing was going to come for a while, and then all of a sudden,
surprise!
Huge release, which I'm sure they are thrilled about. And this kit,
yeah.
When we take a look inside, you're going to be very happy that this kit is going to be replacing a couple other kits, actually.
Ooh, so. Well, that sounds very interesting. Let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, we've got the GW releases. We're going to start with Canis Rex because it's taking up a lot of space.
Yeah.
We can't get to the Beastman without going through Canis Rex, the Chainbreaker. Here's the back of the box. Pretty crazy stuff, and it does look like it does replace all of these previous knights.
Yeah,
so this is the new kit.
That is the new kit. It is. I'm really excited that they just added the extra sprue in there. We'll take a dive in a second here, but it's everything you need now, including the little guy. So
when this character was first announced, it was several months ago when the Imperial Knight Codex actually came out, and a lot of folks, and myself included, were all wondering, like, where the heck is Sir Hector? And where the heck is Canis Rex? And it's finally out. It's difficult to get out, but it's finally out, and the reason it took so long is because they replaced all the other knight kits with it. So there you go. If you want to build any knight now,
you can get one kit for it.
One kit. And that's, again, not the Dominus chassis. This is not the Dominus chassis, but that is a big instruction booklet.
Well, it's got every single thing in there for each of the different 6 builds, I believe, right?
Yeah, there's 6 different builds. Massive kit. Now, a lot of these sprues are the same, but we will go over each one. So let's go ahead and start with this one. This is kind of the top carapace.
Yep.
Shoulder pads, kind of the main body there. I'll flip this over here. So you can kind of take a look there. Zoom in real fast. Again, this is a super high detailed kit, hard plastic, same stuff we've come to know and expect from GW. So
absolutely gorgeous. Lots of different work on the details for the smaller bits and pieces. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, even the inside of the shoulder pads is detailed.
For that time when you accidentally drop them on the floor.
I know I'm totally looking at the insides of the knights, but I'm not. But that's pretty cool. That's this sprue. Let's move on to the next. So this sprue has the massive chainsword arm. There's kind of a hip plate and some other
most of the
functions.
Weaponry.
Yeah, it's got like the engine, the back piece, and it looks like part of more guns and stuff like that. There's the different head plate, face plates. Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous pieces again.
Pretty impressive. Yeah, again, the insides of those are all hollow, so if you're one of those wizards that is good with magnets and you want to magnetize your kit, good luck.
There you go.
More power to you. Then we have the brand new kit, sprue. This is the for the Preceptor. This introduces the Laz Impulsor, I believe. Laz Impulse?
I believe
something
or other.
like that. Let me double check the name, but that's the sprue. If you want to flip that one over.
Oh yeah, and you'll see that in addition to how gorgeous this is, it also comes with Sir Hector.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a fun little addition that they made for you that you can use in addition to the model. But it's an absolutely gorgeous extra sprue that you get on top of everything else.
By the way, it is the Laz Impulsor, and I believe the cool part about Sir Hector is, let me try to flip to the page real fast. You can build him seated. Yeah, he can actually be...
You're excited about the same thing I am.
Yeah. Let me try to find it real fast. We'll keep flipping through. This is a big book, by the way.
Yeah.
So, okay, here's...
Should be in here.
Yeah, here's Hector. There it is, right there. So you can actually build him sitting or on foot.
Yep, I think it actually lets you build both
simultaneously. You can. Yeah, these are actually different bits.
Yeah.
So that's bits 11 and 10, and that's 1 and 2. So you can actually have an on-foot version as well as a seated version that actually goes in the little carapace section down here, as you can see. And when you pull that little top hatch up, you can actually see the pilot, which is kind of cool.
I'm very excited about that. I've always liked being able to put pilots into my little models.
Yeah.
So this one's very exciting for that reason.
That is super cool. Here's another sprue. Let me zoom in real fast. This is a bigger sprue. Again, this is like the top weapons, the top carapace weapons, and some other weapon details. These sprues do look like they were reworked from the original packaging so they could replace all of the other kits.
Yeah, I definitely think they tightened the packaging a lot to fit it all in this one box.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff all around. Here's a flip side again. Most of the stuff's hollow. And then finally, this sprue I don't believe is changed, but it is the legs, and obviously you need those no matter what version you're doing.
I was gonna say quintessential pretty much, unless you're an orc. So
it's true. Then you just have tracks or like
whatever you feel like.
Escalator.
Some
wheels.
buggies.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. All right, so that's that, and then finally we also have the 25 mil base for Sir Hector. We've got the big ovoid. I don't even know what size this thing is, but it's the big knight base, sort of a frisbee, but not.
And of course your decals.
Yep. Water slide transfers. One sheet for those, and that's everything in the box. Cool. Well, we're gonna pause real fast and then get those beastmen out here. Okay, so we've got the Beast of Chaos now. You want to go ahead and start with the battle tome, and then we'll get to the other stuff.
I think that's how you got to start this.
Yeah, I think this will help frame the other stuff. This is a hardback book. It's 104 pages. It's got all your rules.
Yes.
Everything you need to
some
for the
excellent
beastmen.
fluff, of course.
Yeah. The background info is really cool. Again, beastmen view themselves as the true children of chaos because they don't need no stinking cities.
Nope.
You know, they're all about their chaotic wildlife.
They don't need to build; they just need to eat.
Right, consume and destroy and defile. That's what they do. They give into their primal instincts.
Yeah.
Shockingly enough, big section for rules, for the pitch battle rules. For every rules, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say every single thing you need.
Yeah.
The updated rules for the new War Scrolls, which I'm sure plenty of people will be very happy with.
Yep. Let's go ahead and flip through real fast. We're not going to show off all of it, but obviously each unit is going to have a little bit of a page about them. It does go over the different herds. One of the big things that I liked in this book is it actually does have rules for marks for the beastmen now. So there we go. If you have a different phrase dedicated to a chaos god, so skull phrase, guess who that's for? The twist phrase are for Tzeentch. Then you got the rot phrase, those are your pestigores and stuff like that, classics. And then the slake phrase, these are the new Slaanesh dedicated beastmen. We all kind of assumed that there were dedicated beastmen to Slaanesh, but now they actually have a name.
They have proof.
And
it's there.
Exactly. There's some stuff going on. Again, this is the unit section. Each unit's going to have a bit of a picture and some lore about it. Hop over the modeling section as well, which you can show off all the models, all the really cool stuff in the army.
Yeah, everything that's gorgeous and you've been wanting.
Yep. Now, there's not a ton of new models. There are, but this is an army with a lot of beast options.
Yes.
Which is super cool.
Well, I think that's one of the coolest things that they did is when this book came out and they said it wasn't just Beastmen, but it's Beasts of Chaos. You finally had all those gorgeous sculpts have a purpose and place again in the game other than I need to summon something.
Right. You can actually field them like a regular thing now. And actually there's a whole herd of dedicated to that stuff. But this is a section I really do appreciate. This is the painting section.
Yep.
It's going to go through all of painting tips and tricks. Even one for Slaaneshi skin. So all you devotees of the Dark Prince, there you go. This book also has 3 different allegiances that you can have your Beasts of Chaos work with.
Be a part of.
Yep. You've got the Thunderscorn, which those are kind of the Dragon Ogres and their ilk. You've got the regular kind of the Bray Herd, which is
the Beastmen, the regular guys.
Yeah, and then I believe then you got the War Herd, and those are the bigger like medium-sized beasts, I guess.
That's like the Minotaurs, the stuff like the mid-range models as well as the bigger range models.
Right.
So nice blend.
Yep. One of the other cool things is every army also gets a Herdstone, which we have the model for. We'll go over here in a sec. That Herdstone's pretty cool.
The model itself looks gorgeous, and then when you get a chance to take a look at the abilities for it, you're going to flip if you're playing them, and you're going to flip for a different reason if you're playing against them.
Yeah, we'll actually show that one off here in the rules section, but you can kind of get a taste of it here. You can also use the Herdstone to sacrifice units to summon. That's their mechanic,
which I think is a really cool mechanic for them. It's so thematic and important for them, and the fact that they get a sacrificial stone.
Yeah,
I mean that just adds such a great narrative to every story you're playing.
On top of that, each one of the herds, the Bray Herd, the War Herd, the Thunderscorn, all have their own command traits, artifacts,
special abilities,
all that
everything
fun
like
stuff.
that.
You also have 2 different spell lores. You've got the lore of the Twisted Wilds and the lore of the Dark Storms. So that's some new spells to sling. The herds, again, have different... These are the battalions, essentially, that you can take. They have different abilities, and they also come with their own artifacts, power, command abilities.
These are the named different factions you can be, which are fantastic. So, and they're all very detailed and fun to run.
Oh yeah, they each bring their own thing to the field, which is super cool. If you're playing a Path to Glory campaign, which I highly recommend, rules for doing that with Beastmen, obviously.
Yeah, completely underappreciated, but I love that Path to Glory stuff. So.
Me too, man. There's also battalions, and I believe they are after this one. For the different Chaos Gods. Yes, thank you. Obviously, they have their own fixed organization chart, but if you do that, then you unlock the other abilities there. Yeah. Finally, obviously, it's going to have all the war scrolls. You can find the war scrolls online.
Yes.
If you need to.
And they definitely tweaked a couple things, having an opponent of mine who's a Beastman player already getting excited about Vestigors improving and a couple other things that are coming to this table. You'll see some nice changes.
Zangors, also, they're Beastmen, by the way.
They are qualifiers.
I wanted to get to the Herdstone. This is what I was skipping ahead to. The Herdstone itself, this ability, it's got two different abilities that kind of function off the same general mechanic. The first one is the Entropic Lodestone. That one subtracts 1 from saves for attacks that target units within 6 inches of this feature. So it hurts your enemies.
Yeah.
On top of that, it grows at the end of the first round. Every subsequent round after the first round, it grows by 6 inches.
Yeah. It's the subsequent coming of doom that spreads it out, and I like that feature because at the beginning of the game, you're not even worried. It's on the other side of the board probably, or it's some zone you can avoid. By turn 3, turn 4, you're covering up tons of board space with that.
Footprint just keeps growing. And then the inverse of that is going to be the Locus of Savagery, which turns all of your Beast of Chaos units, they ignore battle shock tests.
Which, if you're playing Beastmen, that is probably one of the things you struggle with most, is trying to keep your guys on the board when they take their hits. And now you have a reason to run your big horde and come in and not even be afraid of that.
For sure. And there's going to be match play points in there. Let's take a look at that Herdstone because I want to see how big this thing is.
It's huge. Go ahead.
Here's the back of the box, and you can see it's pretty tall. But I want to see the footprint this thing takes up. We've got rules for instructions real fast. I want to check to see it does have the rules in there as well.
And there it is.
Whoa.
That is huge.
Yeah.
And that's not even with the base attached, just the rock itself.
You can see there, it's a 2-part kit, two sprue kit, not 2-part, 2 sprue kit. That's a pretty big footprint.
Yeah, that's going to take up some space.
You see, grab one of the models here in the studio we have nearby. This is a Redemptor Dreadnought, and if you're familiar with that base, it's actually a little bit bigger than that base, and that's one of the larger walker bases in the game.
That's a significantly sized base.
That's gonna be a pretty large footprint as the game goes on.
And I think that's exactly what this piece is about, is just adding something very cool that has a very thematic effect on the game, and how big of a footprint it's going to have beyond the model is going to be huge.
One other thing I want to make a note of is that it is hollow. The base is hollow, and the insides of that rocker hollow. Now, I'm not going to do this, but I'm pretty sure some aspiring, hobbyists out there, this thing's got eyes. I'm waiting to see a glowing eye conversion.
I'm going to one-up you on the entrepreneur. Somebody's going to carve out these symbols and make it glow behind them. Not me, because I'm not going to do it.
I'm not doing it.
But somebody will, and it's going to look epic.
I want to see pictures of that. That's for sure. Because you could totally put a battery pack underneath there.
Oh, easily.
I'm not an electrical guy, but I don't even like to mess around with magnets too much. Unless it's super simple. Yeah. But as a hobbyist, I would totally appreciate somebody putting the work into it.
If you put something like that with lights coming out of it, I would pretty much just see that.
Email us. We want to see it for sure. All right, so that is the Herdstone. Let's take a look at the Endless spells.
The Beasts of Chaos Endless spells. I don't play these guys, and yet everything they're coming out with, even if it's only 2 new models, I desperately want. And that flock and that charging fiery bull
is super cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, the horn's not bad either, but I mean, seriously.
Compared to the others, visually,
a flaming bull is just cool.
It's going to be pretty intimidating no matter what. You could tell me that it gives all my guys life, and I'd still be intimidated by it. And that's not the case at all.
It's the healing bull. It's the bull of life. Okay.
It's the bull that, drove the last unicorn away. It's fine.
Whoa, a lot of bases in here. Okay. So that's everything in the box. We do have instructions on how to build it.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have rules in there, too. Oh, it's colored plastic.
Yep.
I was not expecting that. Okay, so first off, base. So 3 of those are going to be for the flock, 1 of those is for the horn, and then 1 obviously for the bull. Move these to the side. But yeah, this is a different colored plastic. This is the first one. Obviously, this is the bull.
Yep, and it looks absolutely gorgeous.
This thing is huge.
It's enormous.
I was not expecting it to be that bulbous, I guess.
Yeah, but it's gonna knock something off the board.
Oh, for sure.
Pretty quickly.
For sure. And it's set it on fire, possibly.
I know. Add some other things in there too. I'm sure.
Yeah, it's hollow, so again,
you can do some fun.
You can
things.
do some fun.
Just
I'm not
throwing
gonna
it
do
out there.
Just throwing it. Yeah, you're right, Chris. I'm not doing it, but glowing eyes.
Yeah, you got it. Okay, you beat me to it. So.
Glowing eyes, glowing flames. I'm just saying. Here's the other ones. Again, the horn.
Horn's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that flock. I've played Undead a lot before, and I wish we had a flock that looked that incredible.
Yeah.
And that's something that's going to be fun to just put on the board, and then of course terrify your opponents with.
Oh yeah, and of course we've got the rules for each thing real fast. The Raven Dire Flock, that is a, let's see, it's a summoning spell. Oh no, it's an endless spell, obviously. They subtract 2 from the enemy bravery when they're within 6 inches of one of the Dire Flock models. Your Beast of Chaos units are not affected.
Of course.
If a unit finishes a move within 1 inch of the Dire Flock model, remove the Dire Flock model from the battlefield. The player whose turn it is taking place must set it up again exactly 3d6 inches from its previous location and more than 3 inches away from any units. And then set up the 2 remaining Dire Flock models wholly within 6 inches of the first model and more than 3 from any. So you can scare them away and they just keep coming back.
And that's going to make it interesting for board control, especially with that bravery hit to a lot of units.
Oh yeah. Doomblast Dirge Horn. When you summon that, let's see here. What does it do? Subtract 1 from all hit rolls. Made for attacks made by units within 3 inches of this model. Beasts of Chaos models are not affected by this ability. And then that's the first ability. The second one is Rising Discord. At the start of each battle round, after this model is set up, add 3 inches to the range of this model's Booming Cacophony ability. Again, it starts at 3 inches and grows. If this model is dispelled, the next time it's set up on the battlefield, the range of the ability starts at 3 inches. So, the longer it's on the table, the better it gets, the louder it gets.
You're talking about a huge debuff skill right there, man.
And then finally, the Wildfire Taurus, which is the Flaming Bull.
Oh, yeah.
This is a predatory spell, which means it's going to move. It can move 12 inches and can fly.
Oh, good.
So, yeah.
You have nowhere to hide.
Nowhere to go. Raging Stampede. When this model is set up, the player who set up can immediately make a move with it. It has the Whirlwind of Destruction ability.
Oh, that sounds pleasant.
After this model is moved, each unit that it moved over, and each other unit that is within 1 inch of it at the end of its move suffers D3 mortal wounds.
Oh.
If the unit has 10 or more models, it suffers D6 mortal wounds instead. If this spell inflicts any wounds on a unit, that unit fights at the end of the next combat phase. If this spell inflicts any wound on a unit, that unit fights at the end of the next combat phase after the players have picked any. Oh,
it goes last.
Gotcha.
Oh my
goes last. Sorry, I was fighting back a sneeze.
I saw that.
It makes you go last. Yeah, it's the new box now.
Yeah. Oh my god, that is incredible.
So there you have it. The two sprues that make up the 3 different endless spells. Those things are mean.
Yeah, you've got everything you need right there. If you're not running at least one of those and bust your guys, you're missing out.
Yeah, check those out. Okay, so that was all the Beast of Chaos stuff. Let's hop out for a really fast recap.
All right.
Well, that was all of Games Workshop's releases for the week. Again, we got the Canis Rex, we got the Beastman stuff. It's all looking really good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and crunch some numbers real fast. Obviously, these are for 40K and Age of Sigmar.
Yep.
play times can vary, all that fun stuff. What's the price points? What are we looking at today?
It's going to be a little bit all over the place. Of course, the big kit, $157, but that is going to be replacing a lot of those kits, like we said. So this is going to be a go-to from now on. Plus, it comes with a little guy. You want that?
Yeah.
And then, of course, you've got the Battle Tome. That's going to come in right around the $40 price mark that they normally do.
Right.
You've got the Herdstone, which is over here, $30.
$30.
And then the last one is going to be the spells, $35 for all those beautiful endless spells, which I don't even play that faction, but man, that's not bad.
The Dire Flock to me is and the Bull is pretty sweet too.
I just want to see a flaming bull on my board. I don't care if I can cast it or not. It's okay.
It's pretty cool stuff. And all of these are out in stores right now, so go check them out. I'm Adam Harry from BoLS.
And Chris from Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy.
And this has been another Tabletop Spotlight. Thanks for watching.
Take care.
Click to subscribe. Check out more videos. And thanks for watching.